Fuck that formula. You already know. Let's get into it. So, this week we are actually going to discuss during this great tax season. I'm being booked, busy, but broke at tax time. So, I don't know how everyone else has functioned over the years, but it took me a long time to get into actually being able to pay my RS tax bill. I'm gonna be very transparent. We're gonna keep this as raw and real as possible. It took me a long time to get to where I could just pay my taxes in one, just one swoop and not have to set up a payment plan. And so that's why this episode is really important, not only because it's tax season, but I genuinely want to see my fellow stylists and even friends that are not even in this industry, people really work on their finances because I know I'm working on mine. And so I just really want everyone to get to a place where they could do what they want when they want and however they want to do it. Sorry, fix this. I decided to wear this little shush thing today. Yeah, it's cold and so whatever. Anyways, so yeah, so how many of you guys have worked all year long and when tax season came, you did your taxes, or you, first of all, you were hesitant to do your taxes. Let's get that clear, because most of us wait to the last minute to do them because we know what's coming up. We know the shit we got to pay for. So how many of you guys have waited until like the last minute to do their taxes? Then when you did the taxes and they tell you, oh, you owe a couple of thousand, you're sitting there thinking, now where the fuck I'm gonna get a couple of $1,000s from? Damn, I just took that nice trip and spent like 10,000 on, like, you don't really think about it because I'm not gonna lie, y'all. We don't pay taxes all year long. We just live our little lives and just, be gorgeous and glamorous hairstylists. But in all actuality, like, bitch, we need to handle some business. And that's part of handling business. So, yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So if you feel a little offended or if you feel like I'm talking to you, bitch, probably because I am. And if you feel some kind of way about it, bitch, probably because you should. And if you really, really really don't like what I'm saying, bitch, write me and tell me about it. Okay, so we'll get into the dirty chair confession just so you can kind of see where we're going, okay? So somebody wrote in and said, all year long, my books were full, clients are everywhere. Cash App popping, Zelle going crazy. Y'all better be real careful with all your Zelle and Cash App, but whatever, I digress. Busy, busy, busy. But when tax season hit, I was crying. I didn't track any of my expenses, didn't save for taxes, didn't separate personal business money, and I definitely didn't understand write-offs. I thought making money meant I was winning until Uncle Sam wanted his shit and all at once. At that moment is when I realized being talented doesn't mean that I was profitable, and being booked doesn't mean that I was prepared. So this has happened to me, and I'm quite sure listening to that, this has happened to all you guys. And this happens because of the illusion of this industry. And this industry is so glamorized, with fast money. Like, we have potentials to make a lot of money quick, and a lot of cash in hand. And everything I'm telling you guys is because I'm guilty of it. And I'm still fucking like working it out and sorting it through, but but I recognize it. So that's the difference. But we glamorize in this industry about, we're fully booked. Like, girl, her books is popping. She over there, she got clients after clients after clients. Her average ticket price is like $130, whatever. we driving nice cars, we're dressing nice, we're probably more fashionable than most other industries. Hair always look nice, jewelry, makeup, like we always walk out like we are popping, like we are with the shits. But in all actuality, we are fucking dying inside, or at least our wallets are. Now we got all the latest and greatest of the brand new bags and, some knockoffs, which, I rock with those too. But we got all those things and we don't really have shit to show for it. That is the hamster wheel that we keep doing. And I was doing that as well. So hopefully this episode like really hits home to where you can, at the very least, I'm not going to say you're going to get it all mapped out because we're all going to be continuing learning. But at the very least, you can get some of your shit in order. Okay. So, a lot of young stylists and even some old ones that are just kind of making their money and just paying bills. However, they don't understand the difference between gross and net income. They don't understand that you need to calculate all of these salon expenses. It just seems like, oh, that doesn't, that's only cost this much. Oh, that shit adds up. Okay. We don't talk about, what you can and cannot write off. If you get you a really, really a CPA or a financial or tax, accountant or something like that, that is, and I'm not talking about your regular tax season tax chick that your cousin know because the other cousin went to and they married to your daddy's sister, cousin, brother, husband, cousin. I'm not talking about that tax person. I'm talking about somebody who does taxes, who is familiar with business taxes, someone who even is familiar with, in the beauty industry, taxes. That is who you need to work with, to get yourself sorted out. Because at the end of the day, them letter people, them alphabet people want their money. And they gonna get their money. They gonna get theirs off the top, okay? So whether you are doing yearly taxes or quarterly taxes, they want their money. And you need to figure out how you make that happen and how you can prep yourself for throughout the year. So when tax time comes around, you're not scrambling to figure it out or scrambling to come up with thousands of dollars, okay? So I'm gonna give you things that you need to consider. I can't break down your finances because that's your business, not mine. But I can at least give you some things that you really, really need to look at within your business and how you can structure it, to where you're not scrambling at the end. Okay. So whether you do quarterly or yearly, that is completely up to you and how your life and business is structured. I'm quite sure there's a good and bad reason for it, but that is between you and your CPA or whoever to work that out. Okay. So what the advice that I'm giving is merely just advice things that I've experienced and gone through, not necessarily tax preparation advice, because I can't tell nobody shit about no taxes other than I got to pay them. All right. So we don't really talk about it because I think a lot of people are embarrassed because in this industry, people see us as she got it together. I'll go into her salon or I'll go into her suite and she has all these things and she's decorating and she has, she rocking the latest and the greatest and just all these things, all these new gadgets, and so a lot of people are embarrassed. And we have to get to the point where we're not embarrassed to talk about money. And that's something that probably comes with time. And that's probably something that also comes with when you hit like bottom and you're like, bitch, I have nothing to be ashamed of. I'm broke. And I need recovery. You know what I'm saying? So the things that a lot of stylists, especially, and I'm talking to a lot of my young stylists, you need to calculate, your product cost. You need to figure out how much your products are costing. And I'm saying product cost first because I know early in my career, I would buy my products. And then I would see a new product or go to the hair shows. And mind you, I didn't budget for the hair shows. I just went to the hair shows. Okay. I never sat back and said, oh, I'm going to go to this hair show. don't take no more than $200 and that's all you spend. And no, I'm gonna go to this hair show and see what deals I can get. I might not have calculated 200, 300, however much I spent. But you need, and so what I'm saying that to say is because we tend to see new things, want to try this new product, want to try this new gadget. Oh, I want this new latest flat iron. Oh, I want this new, curl system. Oh, I want this new keratin smoothing treatment, setup or whatever. We tend to buy a lot of shit, whether we like it or not, use it or not. We tend to buy a lot of shit because we like new toys. We like fucking new toys, and having like new products to test out on clients, having new tools to test out. Like, we live for that shit. But did we budget for that? And did we calculate that in our weekly, monthly, yearly, however you have it situated? Did we calculate that shit? No, we didn't. We're just out freely buying shit. So if you ever hear me say, like, if there's a new product and people say, well, have you tried this yet? Have you tried that yet? And I'm always like, nah, I don't really try like brand new shit that come out, because either it's a couple of things. I just don't try a lot of brand new shit. Let me get my review and let me get some information. And also because that shit needs to fit in my budget. And that's just what that is. Now, I haven't always been like that. I've been very irresponsible with my money in the past. So I'm telling you guys because I have been there. Okay. But calculate your product cost. Buying the fucking new combs. How many combs do you really need? And I got a shitload of combs, but how many combs do you really need? How many new brushes do you really, really need? Like, how about let's just normalize using, some of this is also just consumerism is just ridiculous. How about let's just normalizing having just a couple of options and then letting those die out and then we replenish. Okay. Your booth rent. So when we talk about rent and stuff, I am calculating booth rent, suite rent. I'm calculating your renter's insurance, your building insurance, your electric bill, the Wi-Fi. I'm calculating everything. So like if you're in the suite, you pretty much just pay one rental rate, and maybe your insurance, they may include your insurance or insurance into it, or your insurance is separate, but that's all you're paying. And then you pay for whatever else you're doing in the salon, in your suite. But when you have a building, because I've been a commission stylist, I've been a booth renter, I've been a suite owner, and I've had my own salon. So I've done all of those things. And I'm not going to tell you one is better than the other, because shit, it just depends on how you like to work and what you like to do. But those things add up. When I had my building, one of the things that a lot of people didn't tell me when I got into like getting my own building was, okay, yeah, you got your electric set up and you got your Wi-Fi set up and you got your rent and you got your renter's insurance set up. But what about this fucking alarm system? What about you have to pay your permit because they have to come and do an inspection for the city? How about you have to pay the city, register with the city and pay them every year to work out of the city? Like, it's like little shit. It seems very little, but it's shit that adds up. Your water goes out. One day I came in and my damn toilet had leaked. I had no plans on doing that shit. And I ended up having to kind of cancel my day that day. So I'm losing money and I'm spending money because now I have to get a plumber to come in and fucking fix my toilet. The AC, you know how it is in Texas. The AC went out. Now I got to pay to get a repairman to come and fix my AC. These are expenses that if you have not calculated those into as a contingency, then I promise you, they will fuck you up come tax time. Because not only the money that you're spending on that shit, you're actually taking away from what you're putting in your taxes. Because some of y'all, some of us are having to dip over here to pay for this, dip over here to pay for that. Calculate your software. If you have a booking site, if you are using a marketing company, if you're using, whatever that is to run your business, tap into that. Like, you need to know exactly how much you're spending a month on that. Education. How many classes are you able to take every year? That shit needs to be calculated in your budget. You have to know where all of your money goes. Um, and then we talk about your taxes. How much are you putting back every week, every month in taxes? Every quarter? I don't know. For me, every week I put something back. I end up having more than what I need, but it's up to me how I want to rock, how I want to how I want to rock with the balance that I have left over. And then slowly but surely you got all that business shit going on, and then you still have to live. You still have to pay your mortgage at home or your rent or whoever you paying. I don't know if you're a squatter or not. Shit, I don't know. But you're having to pay shit outside of just business shit. Those are just business things. You still have to live. And if I know how we live, a lot of us live a little bit above our means. And so you need to really look at all of these things that you're putting into your business, and that you also have going on outside of your business. So your business and your lifestyle, your business expenses should not be more than what your living expenses should be. But that shit can easily happen and you don't even know it. And so that affects you come tax time, because yes, you can write all of that off. But how much money did you put back? Because even though you can write that off, you still go, oh, boo, because you ain't paid taxes all year. You get what I'm saying? You just have to really, really understand where everything is going. And another thing that's funny is even with like these POS systems that we use. So I pay like my software company to, handle all my, do all my online booking or whatever. You also need to calculate how much you're paying them in fees to process your payments. POS system fees are going up fucking like, it seems like every quarter, but I guess every year. Something that I did not know, but it costs me more to offer buy now, pay later. That is something that I pay more for. And when I mean pay more for is when the client swipes to do that, they deduct more in fees. But all these things are things that you have to be thinking about. I know it sounds like, I don't want to. You got to handle the business part of your business. I used to try to do like every Monday, go in and do like business and stuff like that, but that shit didn't happen. I ain't gonna even lie. I got tired of doing that because it didn't need a full sit down every week. But now that the older I've gotten, the more experience that I've gotten, 16 years, like I don't do a full sit down and run numbers, like full numbers, but every Monday I am running something. We are going over something. So if you don't know how to structure yourself, find a mentor, take a class, find someone that can help you get your business in order. Because again, when Uncle Sam say, I want my money, I want my money. This is typically what happens. And I hope you guys are staying with me. This is typically what happens. You bring in, say, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200 that week. Half of that shit is gone. So say you had a client Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Say you work just Tuesday through Saturday. You get your money, your Tuesday clients, you get the money from them. You probably went out to eat, did something with it. So you may only have a couple $100 left over from that. Then Wednesday clients come, all right, your money, you got your money, but now you did some other shit with it. Then Wednesday, Thursday, same routine over and over again. By the time you look up, out of a $1,200 week, you already spent $700 of it bullshitting around. So just be very mindful of where it's going, how much you're bringing in and where it's going. Because at the end of the day, the IRS only sees how much income you made. They don't give a damn about what else you trying to do? You trying to go to the DR, you trying to go to Thailand they don't give a shit about that. Ma'am, you made this much money and I'm gonna need this much money. We are a cash heavy industry. So if you at all think that, oh, I'm just gonna start taking cash, best believe your ass is gonna be up for audit real soon. So don't try to skim the system, because the system is set up to fuck us all. Just do what you're supposed to do. Stay on the up and up. And if you have a real good tax person like I do, and I will gladly share her information, like I do, I will, you know what I'm saying? She will break everything down for me. Let me, if there's new codes out there, if there's something going on, if there's something I need to start calculating in, or I don't need to do that anymore, she will let me know. So that is how that affects your taxes. So all the money that you're bringing in, that's all that they're calculating. They don't give a shit about the rest. They're calculating how much you brought in and what expenses that you had that are going towards the business. And also, y'all, everything that you think is a business expense is not a business expense. So you also need to keep that in mind, because some of y'all be trying to put extra shit on your taxes that are not business expenses. So figure that part out. Figure that part of your life out. Okay. But take all that in consideration. And this is the part that I ain't gonna lie. This is why it's hard for me to work for somebody. I'm not gonna lie. Minus the non-steady of a paycheck, these are the reasons why our industry is just so loved and sounds so great. And it is great, but it's also business and we need to handle it. We got flexible schedules. Shit, no days, shit. We can schedule our days off, but we've also glamorized hustling where we ain't got no days off. You get what I'm saying? But it's flexible schedule for us. We can kind of come and go as we please. We're having luxury service. Our week can start at $200 for the week, and we look up and you made an extra $1,000 for the week. But all of those things are nice, and having clients book out 3-4 months in advance so you can kind of count your money, you're pre-booking, you got all these great things that are coming in and income coming in, but we don't know what to do with all of that. And the part that people don't discuss, I'm not gonna say they don't discuss, but I feel like people try to gatekeep a lot of times, and people, they kind of shame people, or I don't know if they're just embarrassed to talk about it because of the fucked up stuff they've had happen, but people don't want to discuss retirement. People don't want to discuss accounting. People don't want to, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Math is my least favorite subject. Okay. I hate numbers. They're like womp, 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 womp to me. Hate fucking dealing with numbers. Anybody will tell you. I don't give me numbers. I don't want to do that. I don't. But I know how much I got to do that. And so by all means, I am not anybody's accountant. So I can't tell you what to move. I can't tell you to carry that one and add that two and divide this. I can't tell you none of that shit. I suck at percentages. I need a calculator. I need my Excel worksheet. That's just the God honest truth. But take you a few classes on learning how to figure out your profit margin, learning about accounting, learning about whether quarterly taxes versus yearly taxes and which one would benefit you more, how much I need to take out every week or quarter or whatever to pay my taxes. What are my estimate taxes looking like based on how much income that I made for the year? These are all the things that you really need to be really sitting down talking about, but it needs to be something that you're going to commit yourself to regularly working through. Okay. So, I know this subject is probably not just the best, But some of the things that I will tell you that have helped me work through my struggles when it came to managing my funds, business funds, came to managing my taxes and stuff is like literally is setting up a goddamn system. Just getting some structure. I am structured in a lot of different ways. That is just one of the things. I just weren't as structured as I should have been. But setting up some type of structure, knowing to separate your personal account from your business checking account, knowing exactly how many accounts you need to operate out of, knowing how to pay yourself properly, knowing your how much you're spending every month on everything, knowing how to keep that shit down to the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Again, hire a CPA. That is probably one of the best things that I can tell you to do. And yeah, it's going to cost you, but pay them a little extra so you can get your business worked out. Because I promise you, if you pay them now to help you get that shit taken care of, it will help you in the long run. So those are just a few things that I had to kind of to do. I mean, my CPA gave me like weekly, what kind of, it's like a worksheet. It's an Excel worksheet, but it's every week I put in my income and I have my customized percentages worked out to where I know what is going to every account. I know how much I'm putting. I have a solid set amount on taxes that I'm putting back, but I have an amount of what I'm putting back for every week I get paid. And knowing that and another good thing that I will tell you that has helped, I've always had a separate business and checking account, but to not dip into your business account, because I know that's something we tend to do. We'll make money and it'll go to our business account, but we'll be spending money out of the business account throughout the week. No, that business account should be you're spending money for your bullshit through the week. That's in your spending account. So your other accounts you got set up. That's personal shit. That ain't got nothing to do with this. And so I know that has been a habit that I even had done. I was operating out of my business account on business and personal. Had a personal account, but because all my money was sitting over here in my business account, I was operating instead of paying myself and, only using that for business. So again, another thing that it works for me, but I'm going to give it to you as like a little nugget as advice because it works for me. My tax account, set that shit up in an account you can't see. So if that's an online banking account or something else, that's not something that is tied to your personal account or your business account, some shit that you can't see. And the reason why it works for me, now again, I'm just speaking for me. The reason why it works for me is because my personal, not my personal, but when I put money into my tax account, I don't fucking see it. I don't see it at all. I just move money over there. I don't look at it. Because if I look at it and I'm like, ooh, that's a good amount sitting over there, then all of a sudden now I want to actually like dip over to, no. I don't even look at it. It's just over there collecting like it should be. So when tax time come and Uncle Sam come to, I can just be like, here your check, or do electronic, whatever. So if that may be the one thing that helps you out completely. It has to be out of sight, out of mind for me. Because if I can see it, I'm spending that shit because it's some shit I want to buy. So I hope that helps you, and I hope that like help guide you into at least to start discussing it. Having good information, good knowledge, and wealth is really, really important. And so again, I'm not here to tell you what to do and how to do it. I'm just here to provoke some thoughts to help you navigate, especially my new ones. And because I love my babies. Oh, I love them. So yeah, so I hope all that information you find helpful. And we're going to get to the fuck that formula of the week. Okay. Avoiding your numbers doesn't protect your peace, it destroys it. Taxes aren't punishment, they're not proof that money is moving. The problem isn't the IRS. Bullshit. It's the lack of planning, systems, and educations. When you learn your numbers, you gain control. When you ask questions early, you avoid tears later. Because a real boss doesn't just handle, she prepares. I hope that sits with you guys. If you want to reach out about this week's episode or any other episode, or want to send in your dirty chair confession, you can email us at talk@fthatformula.com. Again, I have an ebook that is out there. If you would like to purchase it, it's the Keep It Cute at Home Hair Care Guide for anyone that needs help. Until next time, or if you need looking for a CPA, I'll contact my CPA and see if she's taking new clients. But yeah, if you need some advice or you need like help guiding you and helping you, figure a couple of things out, I ain't the best at this shit, but I can at least like give you like where to kind of start. Yeah, hit me up at talk@fthatformula.com. Remember, guys, no formula, no filter. And until next week, talk to you later. Peace out.